verified and validated, and then it needs to be matched to street data or local geography. At that point then, detailed address and location codes can be returned on that address for additional decision making. And this particular address here is in France, in Paris, and you can see that if you're from an English-speaking country, for example, you can see that in fact the French addresses are formed somewhat differently than what you'd see in the United States or Canada, or in United Kingdom, but in fact there is a methodology to it, and those rules need to be learned by the geocoding program. So on this next slide here, we'll talk about the different types of geocoding. The first kind that is in wide use is called address interpolation. In interpolated addressing, it's used a street network is used to geocode the addresses, and these street address files contain street segments which are classified by the street name. Each street name has an address on either side of it, and then nodes on the end of each street segment. In interpolated geocoding, you're estimating where that address is located based on the length of the segment and how far it is between one end of the segment to the other. So if it was, in this case here, if it was 40 or 49 Main Street, it's going to be approximately halfway, and it's located on the segment on the odd side. So that's interpolated geocoding. Now, in the next slide, we're going to talk about point-level geocoding. Point-level geocoding really is a far more accurate and exact way of doing geocoding. And you'll see what turns out to be a fairly simple street segment.